Criticom, a 3D fighting video game developed by Chrono Digital Entertainment in 1995. At the time, 3D fighters were new, and the only good ones that came around that time was Tekken and Soul Calibur. But Criticom, oh boy, it's a launch title for PlayStation, and also was released on the Sega Saturn for some reason. But it is one of the worst video games I've ever played. Maybe the worst video game I have played. But it's definitely the worst fighting game I've ever fucking played. Starting off by the gameplay, the controls do whatever the heck they want. And when you're fighting against an opponent, it only seems that you're doing chip damage and you're not really damaging the opponent. Oh, it's not that the game is hard. It's just that the controls are so garbage and unplayable. The enemy, the player 2 has the advantage because their controls, they do all these special moves, and then you try to do the special moves that don't work. Yeah. It's a sci-fi fighting game, and like I said, the controls, I can't even remember anything about the music. The characters are boring. I'll give it this, at least they had the cutscenes and like the intro to make it look cool, but other than that, you're not going to get anything good out of this game. It's frustrating. You get ring outs. You can't even beat the first opponent. You can't beat the game without continues, and for some reason there's levels for your character. Like, I don't know what that was all about. This game is an embarrassment to fighting games and video games alike, because, my God, the controls and the characters and some of the voice acting, and even the graphics are not even that great for its time, I guess. I mean, when you get to the gameplay. I mean, the cutscenes are actually decent, but they're nowhere near like Tekken or Soul Calibur or Soul Blade. This makes Killing Zone, which is another really terrible game that I need to review. It makes it look like Virtual Fighter. It makes it look like Tekken compared to this. I mean, like, I've played some really bad fighting games. I'm talking like Shaq Fu, Killing Zone, the Star Wars fighting game, that tournament game for the Wii, I can't think of what it's called. That was pretty bad too. The only reason why I even got this game is this YouTuber who unfortunately took off his channel, which is a real shame, Combo Broker. He was a really good channel. He played this game, and it was the word. I'm like, it can't be that bad, can it? I got the game. Thankfully, I got it not so expensive, and it unfortunately didn't come with the case, but then who cares? Played the game. Oh my God. It is so bad. If you look at the ratings for it on IGN and other places, it's even on IMDb, which surprisingly Killing Zone isn't, but they do movies and movies and TV shows mainly, and sometimes the video games will show up. But a 1.2 out of 10 on IMDb, and I think IGN gave it a 3 out of 10. That's they should have gave it a lot lower rating. That's being nice. I have to agree on the 1.2. There's nothing redeemable outside of the cutscenes and the intro. I mean, there is nothing redeemable about this game at all. It is frustrating. It angers. And the weird thing is, it got like 2 sort of sequels, and apparently they're bad, but they're not as bad as Criticom. I hope they're not as bad as Criticom. I heard one's decent and the other one's bad. I think the one on the N64 was the one that was decent, and the other one on the PlayStation was bad, but I don't know if I want to even give those other games a shot at all. I mean, I'm a huge fighting game person, but anything that's by Chronos Digital Entertainment, I'm staying away from, because Jesus, he can't even pull off the special moves or anything. You might pull off one, and then it doesn't work. Like, your controller gives up or something. I mean, like, sheesh. It just baffles me that this game was even released.